Today on 5 Acre Tech, we're going to talk about the Google Home Assistant. And to follow up basically on what we've done with the review, of the home assistants that are out there, such as the Amazon Echo, Google Home Assistant, and HomePod. Today, Ronnie Tofty is off today. I'll be doing the show solo. What the heck is that? Oh, I forgot. We're all here. I'm just showing off our new camera. And all of this. You ready, Ronnie?
I'm ready.
On 5 Acre Tech. I'm Adam Ogan.
And I'm Ronnie Tofty.
And this is 5 Acre Tech, but you already knew that.
You already
pretty
said
much.
it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have to clarify something, because if you were listening to this and not watching it, they wouldn't have seen what you laughed at.
Yeah, they wouldn't have. So what you need to do is not only listen to it, or if you prefer to do it, you can watch it on YouTube. Go to our website at 5acretech.com, as you see right there below, and there's a link to the YouTube version of the podcast and a lot more things that are becoming soon.
So what I did when he was talking, it was zoomed in on Adam, and I made my hand look like the thing from the Munsters.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It was.
Pretty funny. Okay, so this is 5 Acre Tech. This episode has been released today, Monday, January 8th, 2024, episode 20. Don't forget, you can always go to Ronnie and his wife's website, mermaidmama.org, and buy your stuff. Anything you want to look for there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. But today we're going to talk about the Google Home Assistant, which I'm going to prep with the muting of the microphone that we have right here. And there's the Google Home Assistant. And we're going to talk about a few things that it can do. And, give kind of an idea of what it can do and can't do. Not sure. I don't use it very often. So Ronnie probably uses it more than I do, even though he uses just, he has an Android phone. I have an Apple phone, so he may be more familiar with it than I am. But, hey, Google, what can you do?
Try saying interpret from English to Spanish or play Hey, Soul Sister on Office Display.
Well, the first one we can do, the second one we can't. But so it's very similar to the Amazon Echo. You can do home automation with it. You can do lots of things with it. What were you reading earlier about the difference between the two?
Yeah, they said that Alexa's a little better in that the Echo is a little bit better, as in more things connect to it,
right,
in your house. But the Google is more accurate. So when you ask it a question or ask it to do things, it was 93% accurate versus the Echo was 78 or 79% accurate.
So yeah, it is a little bit better when it comes to understanding what you're saying. I've noticed. And I've had other people say the same thing to me over the years. So it's got that for it. It's really a choice of which one you would like to go with or which one you've already owned. It's just one of those things that it's a preference. I think they're probably very close in what they can do and can't do if you've used any Home Assistant at all. The Amazon Echo, I started with that one and just kept with it. This is actually probably my second Home Assistant, and it's not bad. It's good. It's got its place. Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep up.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be interesting doing the one about the HomePod from Apple, because it's I think, quite a bit different in what it can do.
I know my friend had this one, and they when they remodeled their house, they took out their smoke alarms, and they put in Google smoke alarms. And so what that did is, you know, how whenever you're cooking something and you burn it, or it's just smoky and it goes off, and you're like fanning it, trying to get it, theirs talks to them versus an annoying screaming thing. And then when it needs to scream, it knows, and then it does. So it's not like it only talks to you. But
Now, I haven't tried that, but I believe you can actually do the same thing with the
Echo.
Nest smoke alarm back to the Amazon Echo. Back when Google bought Nest out, it was real interesting. They decided, hey, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of. We're not going to let anybody else connect to us, you know. So I had a Nest thermostat, and I'm like, oh, great. So I prepped, bought a different brand, and then they decided, hey, we're going to allow it after all, you know, cross-platform, because they were already there. They were getting the complaints, you know, like any other company, you know, that decides to do things themselves. And so that's where we're at. So I believe it can work. I don't know. I have not tried that with the Nest smoke alarm, but I know the Nest thermostat will work pretty much. But I've had a problem, and this is real interesting. This is talking about a problem. And I went back to Nest for a while, and then I went to Ecobee second time. I already had it. Actually, I think I bought another one. Bought another one with the built-in Amazon Echo, which was really not the thing to have turned on. And I actually turned that feature off because I had so many in my house already. So one of the things I noticed with all of the thermostats is all of a sudden my timers that I set up, or schedules that I set up, were basically not working correctly. They were just having an issue where all of a sudden it comes on and at a different time. It's not turning off in the morning. And man, I thought, okay, so the Nest is not working good. This is a horrible thermostat, the way I think. And then the Ecobee, I thought the same thing. And then I bought the Amazon, very inexpensive $59 thermostat. And guess what? Same problem. Called up Amazon, said, hey, I needed to remove it completely from the system. Factory default it, put it back, and it started working. So at that point, the other ones should have worked. And the only reason I'm thinking that they should have worked is because the how do you say it? It started having the same problem again. So basically I was having the same problem again all over again. So there is a slight flaw there. So I reported it. I'm sure they knew about it the way they were talking. I'm going to have to call them up again. Amazon is really good about accepting phone calls. Once you find how to get a hold of them on their Echo team, it's incredible. They are very helpful. So when we move out to the new property, which is what this 5-acre tech is all about, getting to that property and building out new home automation, new things, and the latest of the and greatest, we'll be talking about that, because basically I'm going to start my account all over. I'm going to actually call them and say, hey, can you just delete everything? Is there a way to do it? Is there a way to recreate the account because it's back from the beginning? Maybe there's a flaw in my account. I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him about it because I'm going to stick with Amazon.
Yeah.
I think it's where I need to be. And now that we have Matter coming out, which is a communication protocol that everybody can communicate, and Apple says they'll use it also, so it's going to be a standard. Things are going to get a lot easier. Everything is coming out with Matter now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The article I read said the same thing. It's like, you choose which one you want. They're all good. So.
They're all good. There really is no bad. It's just, what do you prefer? I have to say, I have to tell you about the sound quality when we get to the HomePod versus all of these. That's going to be an interesting topic. So when we get to that point, when we do the final review of all three, we'll go through there and I'll actually hopefully have a song that's out there that I can play on all three.
Nice.
Yeah, legally. So let's see what happens with that.
Cool. So, Bleeper's dead.
Yeah. Beeper's dead.
Beeper's dead.
Yep.
They tried to incorporate iMessage into the Android, and
So for
Apple said nope.
Yep. So for those of you who may have just heard this for the first time, we've been talking about Beeper. It's a company that decided to try to get the blue bubble where it needs to be for Android people and make Beeper work with everything better when it comes to cross-platform or from Android phone to iPhone to
iMessage. Yeah.
iMessage to communicate as like iMessage. And Apple said no. And
They even got like I said, they thought they could go through antitrust laws and all this stuff, and
yeah.
Apple's too powerful.
Yeah. It really seemed like that they were just trying to get a little bit of attention, but you never know. Everybody has their own marketing ways of doing things. Yeah, our marketing skill is this right here. We're going to do everything in Morse code, okay?
Morse code.
Yep. Morse code or less code. Maybe it will sound like this. Do you hear that, Ronnie?
No.
Oh, it's not coming out. Oh, well. We tried. We're trying to actually go with a different system. We're working on it, trying to go to OBS. And we're still using StreamYard, which is an incredible tool. Highly recommend it. But we're just trying new things out in the podcast. So see how if we can better anything or not.
We got a new camera.
Got a new camera. We got the OBS Tiny camera. Very nice little camera. Let's see. I've got the it's OBS Bot Tiny 2. Very cool. I think I can do a hand signal. Let's try it. Yeah, I zoomed in.
That's pretty cool.
You didn't even know about that,
No,
did
I
you?
didn't.
Zoom back out or zoom. Yeah.
Should start small and then go big. Oh, wow.
So that's cool.
So those of you who are on podcast, you can get to see him zoom in with his hands.
Yes, I used my hands. I did two losers.
Loser left and loser right.
Loser left and loser right symbol, and just move in, and it starts to zoom in. Of course, it didn't do it that time. I probably waited too long. Well, oh well. If you would
It's a
have
work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in
It
progress.
worked the first time.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we can also individually, very cool tool, individually just zoom in on each other. So as I'm having a long conversation, I can leave Ronnie completely out. And whoa, what happened there? How did you do that, Ronnie?
With my hand? I don't think so.
No, but you could actually, I don't know if we can do that with our hand, but these are presets on a remote, which I'm going to show you now.
The zoom
Yeah.
right there.
So yeah, it's a zoom preset and pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can't wait till we can do this completely 4K. Right now we're doing everything through Streamlab. Hopefully they go to 4K soon, but they're just 1080p, and it would be nice that if we could do 4K through them, I think it would be a little better. A lot of the complaints is not enough 4K content out there, so we're trying to make that happen. But
Because you want to see our pretty faces in 4K.
oh yeah, especially as old
it's
as we
important.
are.
It's important.
Every wrinkle, every problem. That's why we stay so far back.
But the video we had last week should have been great in 4K.
Yes,
Or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a pretty incredible video. One thing we are going to do on days that we can do this outside, and it's not windy like it was today or is today.
Because it's
We're gonna-
always nice and sunny.
Yeah,
It's 70 degrees today. It's
We're-
plenty beautiful. It's just
we're going to do these outside because I think it's a
Windy.
lot nicer than having to see the same thing. Over
you guys
and over
seem to
again.
enjoy it. More people watched our video because there's a pretty sunset behind us.
Yeah, so we'll try.
Apparently, they don't like looking at us.
No, they like the sunset. So we'll give a nice background.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to find a pretty girl to sit next to us.
Yeah, that can happen.
Okay.
Most girls are. All of them are.
Yeah.
So what can this thing do? Or do you got anything else?
Oh no. Are we done with this?
No, we can.
Oh,
I
okay.
can keep talking about
We'll
it.
keep going then.
So, what else can this do? I know it can do home automation. Let's ask it. Hey Google, how can you do home automation?
On the website security.org, they say, the hallmark of home automation is remote control, which is done through either a mobile application or through a voice assistant. Mobile application.
Google, stop.
The mobile app.
So that didn't get exactly what I asked, but I may not have asked the question correctly. So we'll have to try that again next time. But hey Google, go home. So it went back home. So it's just like, just like the Amazon Echo, basically. We don't have it where it sounds great. Mm-hmm. They all sound really good. They all
tell stories, do all that fun stuff, just like the Echo.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
Hey Google, tell a kid's story.
Sure, a story about kids. Here's one from Storynori on Google Play Books. It's called Hansel and Gretel.
Great. We don't want to scare the kids.
Hansel and Gretel. Long
Hey
ago.
Google, stop. Hey Google, go home. So you can do pretty much anything. I mean, anything you can think of. Turn lights on, turn lights off. I don't have it set up for that here. This can be a lot of work. When you set up home automation, the one thing you should think in advance is how far do you want to go with this? Because it is quite a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Google routines are the Amazon Echo routines are really where everything's at. You can build all sorts of really crazy things, as I've done in here before, as we've shown you, where we can turn on and off different things, change color of the lights. Pretty incredible, absolutely incredible. But that's just kind of one of those things that you have to choose. So really, in the beginning, if you're going to do this, choose the one you want, because if you have to go back, it's like really tough. It can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. What else? You got anything else?
Well, only something away from this.
Okay.
Well, I was going to talk about Copilot.
Oh, yeah. Copilot.
Copilot. If you don't know what Copilot is, it's Microsoft's new version of AI. They're actually going to put a button like they did a while back on the Microsoft keyboards so that you could have the Microsoft button. Now it's literally going to have a Copilot button. So your keyboard you can quickly access it. And again, we said this a couple weeks ago that it's supposed to be much superior AI to some of the other ones that are out there.
So if you've bought a keyboard already, don't worry. Microsoft will somehow figure out how to put that button on your keyboard. It's kind of like Google Prime Now yesterday.
They're still working on that.
They're still working on that. And they'll work out how to get that extra key on your keyboard. You can always buy an any key and just stick it on there.
Just glue it on your board?
Yeah, just glue it on the board. Maybe there'll be an aftermarket button somebody can make to do that. Or a button I've been messing with lately is called Flick, F-L-I-C. And that's a pretty incredible button for home automation. So you may be able to program it to do that.
What is Flick?
I don't have it right here, right in front of me, but I could go get it with our new camera thing. If you had something to say for a long period of time, I can go to the other room and get it.
I don't have something to say for that version.
Yeah, well, that's putting you right on the spot.
What does Flick do?
Flick
versus we don't have to see it necessarily.
No, Flick is just a little home automated button. They have a hub that goes with it. They have their own hub, and you can either press it once, press it twice, or press and hold. I'm actually testing it for a product that I'm trying to figure out how to do in a decent price, a decent, where it doesn't cost too much. Basically, one of the customers I have says, hey, we want, system for our employees, a panic button system. How can we do this? I got a quote for $30,000 and this is absolutely way too much money. So could we do it cheaper? Yeah. Well, how well does it work? Don't know yet. There is a way to do it with that. I'm still investigating that. Otherwise, the next step is to use another product, which is probably something I can talk about soon, depending on what product we get, is a more of a office phone type button. Doesn't look like an office phone, but it acts like one, but it's a single button. You can press and hold and it will dial voice over IP into its own little server and then go out the voice over IP of that little server. Basically looks like a router that fits in a rack. And they can press that button. It goes in, connects to your phone system, connects to any phone system, will do whatever you tell it to do.
So it would go to 911?
Yeah, not necessarily, but it could.
Okay.
It could, and leave a message saying, hey, we're having an incident here and it's at this desk.
Right.
Yeah.
The hospital I worked at had those buttons. I mean, I didn't install them, but sometimes they would act up and we had to mess with them. But they went to 911.
Real interesting. I don't know if you've heard about Wi-Fi 7 yet. Wi-Fi 6 is mainly everywhere. And as we are talking, I just got an email from Ubiquiti talking about Unify Wi-Fi 7.
What's that?
Literally just got it. So it's the latest version of wireless. And basically, as they're claiming on here, it could basically connect a mobile phone device up to 2,000 megabits. So 2,216.3 megabits through their system using Wi-Fi 7. So it's going to be quite interesting. Wonder what it's going to cost.
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
$189.
Oh.
That answers that question really quick. That's the power of the internet. We just found out about it. We give it to you. We're definitely gonna have to title that on the title. Unify Wi-Fi 7. Nice. It's out.
It's out.
Go get it. I don't know what will support it.
You can provide it.
But I think if I'm not mistaken, iPhone 15 supports it. I'm sure some of the new Samsung phones support it. Probably Google Pixel supports it. So interesting. And it does make a difference to have it faster. This is all Wi-Fi 6 in here. My next house will be Wi-Fi 6 or 7. And it does make a difference for your mobile devices to connect as fast as they can. Mm-hmm. It really makes a difference because not a lot of wasting time, not a lot of buffering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot to look about this, and I don't know if you read it, so we may not have an answer for everyone, but did they figure out the iWatch problem?
The Apple Watch?
Yeah. The Apple Watch.
They got an injunction.
Right.
And they're able to sell them again, but I haven't heard any more about it. That's all I know is they can temporarily sell them again.
That's what I had seen an article. Because the company that was trying to stop them was called Massimo, I think.
Right.
And the article I read was more about like, I can't believe they took on Apple. Because it's small company versus big company, and
but
I
sometimes
think Massimo might be pretty big to itself, but sometimes it's just tough. But yeah, interesting stuff. Was the other thing? Next gen Starlink was out.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I was going to actually look up a few things on that. On how the installation of that is. It's quite different. It does not look like it has a motorized dish that will point to the right direction. So it looks like that you have to kind of point it where they tell you, and then it will tell you if you're on,
But it doesn't have to be so accurate. Like when you installed a dish for your TV. Remember those were like you had to be pinpoint with those.
Yeah, those are a needle in a haystack type pointing.
Right.
And this is just pointing to a direction where the satellites that they want you to connect to, which are moving across the sky. For example, if this was the dish, they're just moving across the sky and can see the dish at all times until the next one comes over. It could be coming this way, could be going that way, and multiple satellites can come by, and basically that's how it connects. It's stationary. It doesn't need to connect to any certain location, but it does like a certain location for basically added.
What happened?
I don't know. I think I turned on a hand signal. Here, let's just go back. And then since I'm talking, it wants to hear me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I need to turn off that feature. Somehow I did a hand signal.
So now I can pick my nose when no one's looking?
Yeah. So if you scratch your nose next time, I'll just hit that button so we can see you do it. But the satellites will come by. I'll try not to use any hand motions. Let's just use a finger. And connect to the satellites. So.
Do you know all the hand motions for the camera?
No, I don't.
Evidently, whatever you did caused it to almost like the camera fell.
Yeah, it's on a gimbal, so we can control it. 2-axis gimbal. Can also tell it to go to sleep. It's kind of cool. Hand signals. I can zoom in, zoom out. It's even when we are going to have some kind of documentation, we can put it on a table right in front of it. Have this right in front of us and hit a button, and it'll just look straight down, right at the the documentation or whatever we have in front of us, looking at. So, one more thing. This was real interesting. I got a text. I got an email. Well, actually, before that email, I want to tell you guys about something that I was, and it went up. So I'm making money now. So there is a stock called WLDS, wearable devices. So I bought a few shares, just whatever I could afford. And my understanding, we're going to do some more research. This is a company that is going to either they're working with Apple or a similar company that is doing all the Tony Stark stuff from Iron Man, where you can move your hands across and all sorts of stuff, using their new Apple Visor device that they're going to be releasing real soon. I'm not even sure what that thing's called. Just really don't remember. But once that's out, so Apple Vision Pro. So if you haven't seen that, look up some videos on YouTube. It's incredible. We'll leave you a link. Maybe not, if I can remember. And we'll leave you a link on what it does and what it looks like when you're looking at it. So basically, it's augmented reality, and it's going to be pretty incredible. I mean, it's you can work on multiple computers at the same time. You can be in a plane watching a movie on a 110-inch screen or something like that, even though you're in a seat with somebody right behind you, because it can just sit out in the middle of nowhere and you can see it. Not just, not in the way of anybody or your viewing. So it's really neat device. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but sure would be cool to look into it. So, yeah. What, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
I think you're going to look at something in history.
Oh. What was it?
I don't remember.
Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick.
It
was the first megabit chip.
Yeah, the first megabit
1984.
chip. In 1984.
Pretty interesting.
That's when I graduated, 1984.
Wow, you're old.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was the first 1 megabit chip. Pretty incredible. Now, that can get you probably maybe a quarter second of this show nowadays. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
They've come a long way, right?
Yeah. So I think that's about it for today.
Cool.
If you don't have anything else,
Adios.
adios. And until the next episode, which will be HomePod.